What's your bottleneck in your computer, your primary machine? What is your bottleneck? For some, it's a slow CPU. Others, it's the amount of RAM. But for most people, it's actually the speed of their hard drive. Doesn't matter how fast a CPU you got. I mean, ultimately, you're going to be throttled by the speed of that disk. And SSD is certainly coming into its own. SSD standing for solid state drive. It's not a hard drive, it's an SSD, not an, as Skyforce6 pointed out, HDD. And I don't know how I got put on the list to receive a review unit. Wicket, no! You're fine with what you got. He's all upset because he's got 5,400 is all you need. He never uses it anyway. I don't know why I even gave him the laptop that I had laying around. Anyway, back to the story here. Samsung sent me this right here. I've got it mounted right now in a brace that will allow me to slide it into my Mac Pro. I am going to be using this as my primary drive, replacing a 7200 RPM HDD, which, was no slouch, but I could definitely feel the crunch of the drives, especially when it was reading from the drives or writing to the drives. And that's less of a worry with SSD. No moving components. You may have seen the video on YouTube of Samsung demonstrating a whole bunch of these drives installed in a PC, showing you how fast it is. Insanely fast. Just to show you how much of a bottleneck your drives can be. So this happens to be their 256 gig model, top of the line, and right now that's running right around $800. So like I said, I'm very lucky to have been put on this list, and hopefully will not disappoint them with these particular discussions, and certainly I hope to myself record the installation or reinstallation of Mac OS X to see how fast it goes, and I'm sure the community here at live.pirillo.com will be doing that as well. It's the PB22J, and according to the spec sheet here, just reading it off of Samsung's website, host transfer rate of 300 megabytes per second. That's insane. Max read rate, 220 megabytes per second. Max write rate, 200 megabytes per second. Form factor is a 2.5 inch. So I could put this into a notebook, but I'm not going to. I'm going to put it into the Mac Pro. I've already been smoking with 8 cores, 16 gigs of RAM. I'm telling you, my bottleneck is that primary drive. Now, I'm also going to keep the other hard drives that I had because I'm just going to install it, OS X fresh on this SSD, but then I'm just going to copy over files as I need them from the old drive, and then when I've got everything off the old drive, I'll just, format it and be done with it. And then I'm also going to be installing a couple of Western Digital Velociraptors and be doing reviews on those. So I'm going to have a pretty happy system, knock on wood, tonight. I'm very much looking forward to installing this. The reason why I had to get this bracket or this brace is because I needed to accommodate it inside the Mac Pro, and this was designed specifically for the system. And it's got a nice little heat sink, and then of course everything that I would need to just slide her in there, connector. There's the SATA ports. It should work just fine, and it should work very, very well, like extremely well. Do you guys even know how fast your hard drive is currently spinning at, and the transfer rates specifically? Can almost guarantee that it doesn't even come close to 200 or 220 or 300. Guaranteed. Even a fast SCSI. Like, no. This is a dream come true. This is absolutely a dream come true. And I realized, like, 5 years from now, this is going to be standard, right? So right now, cutting edge. And certainly, if you want massive performance boosts, you need to think about your biggest bottlenecks. And that may very well be your hard drive. So the fact that it's got 256 gigs, I should be able to accommodate most of the utilities that I run, and of course the operating system. I think I'm going to keep most of my documents, like photos and images and whatnot, on a separate drive, one of the Western Digital Velociraptors, just because that's going to have a higher capacity for storage, and I'm not going to access those files all the time. I want to run most, if not all, of my apps specifically from this drive. I want all the caching to happen on this drive. I want everything to happen on this drive. It's not a Velociraptor. Velociraptor, you know? But that's another video. This is going to smoke, okay? What we're going to talk about in a future video, is an HDD. This is an SDD. This is like the Tyrannosaurus Rex to a Velociraptor. Not to take anything away from a Falafel Raptor at all. I'm not making fun of it. I'm having a lot of fun with this hardware, and hopefully everybody else is too. I mean, we got 100 more people stopping by to see how this is going to work when I tweeted it out on Twitter, of course, as opposed to tweeting it out at the local post office. So here we go. Going to give this a good stab and see how well it runs. So this is going to be the first in a series of videos related to faster performance of hard drives, at least in the system. Hard drives and SSDs, solid state drives, in my computers. And you know I love hardware and software, and seems like the perfect combination of both. Wow, I just can't believe I'm holding on to this. It's perfect. And it's extremely lightweight. Extremely lightweight. And it's not a raptor either. It's not a falafel raptor. That would be a velociraptor. This one, though, the Samsung, is going to smoke. Again, it's the PB22J. Tastes as good as a PBJ, I think, but runs a hell of a lot faster. I can probably save you money, though, if you're looking to get a hard drive of any kind, or a solid-state drive. Let me know what you're looking for. I'll blast you a coupon. Of course, you know we've got coupons.lockergnome.com. If you got a question about something specifically, my email address is chris@perillo.com. You know you can use tagjag.com to search for low prices as well. Then I've got the community of geeks, geeks.perillo.com. Not a lot of velociraptors there, in terms of the not so much, but real geeks, much like the people in the chat room who are here, whether I'm in this chair or not, typically talking tech 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they're about to watch me install Samsung's SSD. I'm beaming. I seriously, it's like, tell me you guys would not want to have this in your hot little hands. Huh? Actually, my hands are a little clammy right now. I think I'm starting to sweat. Better put it down. Anyway, you're welcome to join us in the chat room 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, typically talking tech at live.perillo.com. We'll see you later.